today's topic. Let's move on to today's topic. First of all, I want to say thank you to my wonderful family, otherwise known as YouTubers Connect family. I feel so honored to be part of this family. I feel so honored to be part of this family. I feel so honored to be one of us. So I'm so happy, honestly. And I want to announce to us that I've hit the 1,000 mark. Oops. Yay! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. In fact, I was so excited. This morning, I woke up to 1,000 subscribers. It wouldn't have been possible without each and every one of you. I love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so honored. Thank you for this. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for trusting me to bring to you wonderful math content and educational content, and also ways to make us enjoy our mathematics. That's why we're here. We're here because of mathematics, actually. We're here to make it easy. But the topic today is, should parents rush their children through school? Should parents rush their children through school? Wow, that's a very dicey question. And honestly, I don't know if it's a yes or a no answer. O3O TV, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate. It would have been possible without each and every one of you out there. Thank you so much. Thank you for making me to stand on the 1,000 mountain. At least I'm above, all right? That's my starting point. Thank you. That's my stepping stone. So, the question, we don't know if it's not a yes or no answer. We don't know why. There could be advantages, there could be disadvantages. I don't know. But the topic came to me based on my experience as a teacher. As a teacher, I've had so many funny experiences. Otria TV. It's what dancing about, actually. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. This family has given me more confidence on the street of YT. Shout out to YTC family. Shout out to the family. So, speaking of my experiences as a teacher, actually, I teach in a senior secondary school, senior high school, and I teach physics. I teach physics, actually. So I have a big challenge. I'm having a big challenge. I found out that my students that are supposed to be going to university, I found out that they're actually students there that are 12 years old, 13 years old, 14 years old. Like, it's crazy. Imagine teaching a 12-year-old kid, an adolescent, not even a teenager, that is supposed to be in primary school or junior secondary school. Imagine that person coming to senior secondary school to come and be a student. And the 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 disturbing part of it is they don't even know anything. They do not even know anything. Welcome back, Tech Vlog. Greetings to you. Thank you for joining in. Please, let's feel free to join the link, to join the discussion. Feel free to join the discussion. The link is there. The link is there. You're free to join in and then we'll talk, right? Make we chook mouth for this matter, this serious matter. Okay? Are we breeding babies? Or is it another baby boom? Right? So, have an experience while I'm teaching these children. It's like they are staring into blank space while I'm teaching them. They don't even have an idea of what they are learning, what I'm saying. It's like I'm speaking Greek to them. And these are children that their parents expect them to pass their examination, their JAMB examinations or their WAEC examinations. These are preliminary examinations we write in Nigeria that prepares or makes a student ready for university, or makes a student uh, qualified to enter the university. Now I'm teaching my students and they don't even know what is happening. They don't even know what I'm saying. They're looking at me, like staring at me blank, like they don't know what's happening. It's funny. It's very, very funny, I must say. It's amazing, I must say. What exactly do these parents expect from these children? What do they expect from these children? Right? Because these kids are even, will I say, will I say, their attention span is low, their concentration is low. They're kids, for crying out loud. They're kids. Sometimes while I'm teaching this, will I say, senior high school kids, you see them playing with their pen, throwing things up, like primary school students. They are children. They're children. Why are their parents rushing them into school? What's the purpose of rushing these kids into school, through school, right? What effect does this have on the children? I want us to come up. Let's talk about this, okay? I want us to come up. Let's talk about this. I think it's gonna affect the kids. I think it's gonna affect these children, right? And it's like a ripple reaction. It affects them. When they come out, we end up having half-baked people. We end up having immature people, end up having people that are mentally, well, I say mentally stressed, because they are doing things that they are not ready for. They are doing things that they are not prepared for. Okay. Why are they rushing them through? Why are we rushing our children through this system? What is the purpose? Number one, just look at this scenario. You have a child, you have a baby, you have a baby, and probably that baby is 6 months, and then you rush that baby into kindergarten or playroom at 6 months, okay, for one reason or the other. Somebody says so that at the age of 16 they will marry. Abio, it's possible, because I'm still amazed. I don't know what is the purpose of that, because we all know that many of them will not even marry before 20. So where are they rushing to? What's the rush all about, actually? What's the rush all about? So imagine moving this baby at 6 months to kindergarten. Okay. So in kindergarten, maybe the parents is like, oh, this child is wasting time, or you need to go to primary school. Barely before the child starts to walk and write, we push the child to primary one. Okay, primary one. Or grade, will I say grade one? Grade one. And then the child is forced through grade one. Then at grade three, the child begins to complain, or the parents begin to complain that, no, 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 this child needs to rush to secondary school. He's wasting time. I don't want to spend too much money in school. I don't want to spend too much money paying school fees. Let me just rush the child. So they now rush this child to secondary school, and then they'll take the child to secondary school, and they'll look for a school where they will probably pay the proprietress or somebody, and the proprietress turns a blind eye, and they just chook the child into JS1, just hide them in JS1. And then you have another immature child in JS1. I cannot concentrate, cannot study, has a low attention span, which is not their fault because that's their age. That's what their age requires. Their age requires that they have a 30-second attention span, a 1 minute attention span, a 2 minute attention span. And then you take them to a class where they need to concentrate for 1 hour, sit through a lecture for 1 hour. A child, a baby. Okay, now this child is in JS1. You now force the child through JS1, JS2. Probably the child fails JSS examinations, junior high school examination. Then you now look for another school where you bribe the child through. The parent bribes the child through, not you guys actually, but the parent bribes the child through that class to senior high. Okay, and then the cycle continues. The teachers start struggling, struggling how to make this child understand basic maths, basic English, basic science, basic art. Child does not understand issues. And then the teachers begin to get stressed up. The class becomes like boring. It becomes difficult. It becomes burdensome. And then those people in the class who are actually the right age and the right standard for the class will be pulled back because the teacher has to keep going back to the beginning, going back to the beginning. Number one, it affects the teacher's syllabus. Maybe the teacher is supposed to teach digestive system because the child does not understand what is a cell. The teacher has to ditch that topic and go back to the basic. Now, affecting the people in the class who are actually supposed to be learning that. So it's just a vicious cycle. Everybody's affected. I don't know. What is the reason? What is the reason for this? What's the reason for this rush? Why are parents rushing? What's the reason? Is it financial? Is it like, are we trying to save costs? Are we trying to save costs? Are we going to save costs if we rush our kids through school? Is that actually feasible? Personally, I don't think we're going to save any costs. Personally, I don't think we're going to save any costs. Yes, somebody's saying here, Rainbow. Rainbow is saying, nowadays, children have too much to study. It's good to do it step by step. That's so correct. Already, kids have so much to study. Already, kids have so much to study. And rushing these kids through, you're only destroying the process of their education. You're only destroying the process of education. Please, the link is there. I don't know if we have this link. If we can all see the link is there. Please, the link is there. Can we join in? Join in. Let's talk about this matter because it actually gives me cause for concern. Can we join the link? Mercy Nogega says, for me, I think there's no need to rush children. Yes, I believe so. There's no need to rush children. I really want to understand why they are being rushed. I really want to understand why, because I don't understand. I've not really understood the purpose of these kids being rushed through school. Please, can we join the link? Can we join the link? Okay, thank you. Sorry, someone tried to join the link. Oh, welcome, Christian Eboma. You're welcome. Welcome, Christian Eboma. Otrio TV says, I don't think it's cost. Some parents, once they found out that their kids do very well above average, they will want to move the children one class up. Wow, that's interesting. I have a story to say. I had this experience and it cost me a lot. It cost me a whole lot. I was in nursery school, nursery two, actually. That's pre-grade school, pre-grade school. So I think there was something my teachers noticed about me. They noticed that I was writing. I was reading and writing at the age of two, at the class nursery two. They noticed I was writing already. And I actually used to go around and help my classmates to write. Imagine a toddler. I used to go around to help my classmates. Someone is here. Okay. Hello. We have on the stream Christian Eboma.
Yeah,
I hope I'm pronouncing your name well. Oh.
it's okay. It's okay.
Yay. Good to
It's
have you
okay.
here.
Yeah, good evening.
Please, can you pronounce the surname so that I'll be very sure
No,
I'm
you are
correct?
okay. It's a
Okay.
Homer. The B is silent actually. The B
Okay.
is silent.
Okay.
But so that you don't bite your tongue, it's okay. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Uh,
You're welcome to the stream.
yeah.
I was saying a story. I was trying to respond to somebody's comment.
Mm, yeah.
You know the topic we are talking about already. We're talking about should parents rush their kids through school?
Mm, mm,
Otrio TV here said something. She said, I don't think it's cost. Because I mentioned, I was like, I'm actually confused at why parents are rushing their kids through school. So
mm.
someone responded there. I was like, is it cost? So she said, I don't think it's cost. She said some parents, once they find out that their kids do very well above average, they would want to move the child one class up. So in
Mm.
response to that, I actually was sharing an experience I had. How when I was in nursery school, I was in nursery too. I was already reading, I was already writing
Yeah.
like one words, one like 3 letter words, 4 letter words. I was already writing, which was actually far above my age. You understand? And I was not just writing. I used to go around and hold my classmates' hand and help them to write.
Mm.
So
Uh,
what happened? What
Nursery
happened?
two.
My teachers, they were amazed and they were like, "Oh, she's good. She's very intelligent." So they now advised my parents to push me ahead. I was in nursery two. So they pushed me to primary one from nursery two. And guess what happened to
Mm.
as I got to primary one, I fell flat. Flat.
Yeah.
That was it. I fell flat. I went to the bottom of the class. I
Mm.
forgot how to read. I forgot how to write in primary one. And then that continued till primary four. I was always at the bottom of the class.
Yeah.
Those days we used to get position. You get first, second, third, fourth. I remember I have my result sheet. I used to have 44. I used to come out 44 in class. I won't
I
forget.
really remember that.
And that continued until primary five, when my parents had
Eh,
to take me to an extra class because they saw
eh,
that I was almost finished
wow.
academically. So they had to take me to a special class, and then that was how I picked up gradually. Gradually, I now
Mm.
picked up, and I was now able to manage to jump back to where I'm actually supposed to be. So this idea of rushing kids, maybe you feel your child is a genius. Okay, he's doing
Mm.
so well. He's reading. He's doing this. Okay, let me push him to university. I don't think
Mm.
it's the right idea, personally. So I don't know
Mm.
if you have anything to say because I actually wanted to complete that story
Yeah.
before.
Okay. Now, the truth of the matter is, child developmental process is not
Yeah,
just academic. That is the mistake many parents do make. I almost made the same mistake this year, and I will come back to that. Now,
yeah.
when we talk about developmental process in a child, you have psychological, you have emotional, and you have mental. It's not just academic. That a child is scoring 98, 99, and is doing better than his colleagues in school is not enough reason to push the child a step ahead, because there are other things that should be considered. There are other developmental processes that should be considered. Is the child psychologically matured for the next class? Is the child emotionally matured for the next class? Now, several years back, there was a boy that was admitted in LASU, Lagos State University. Those who understand the story well, we remember this story very well.
Mm,
The boy was admitted at age 13 or 14 in Lagos State University.
mm.
And of course, you know that that age in a university. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So of course, you know that that age for a jambite is almost like, sending the child to the slaughter ground.
Yeah.
So the child was very hot, clear jam, clear WAEC, and got admission. But then the question then was he matured emotionally? Was the child matured psychologically? Has it developed enough capacity to be able to handle the rigor of
Mm,
peer pressure in the university, to be able to handle the rigor of association pressure in the university? These were
mm.
some of the questions. Now, the boy got to LASU, and tragically, he couldn't handle peer pressure. He joined courts. He was lured to courtism, and he started misbehaving. He became a shadow of himself. By year two, he was already a dropout. He was already a dropout.
Can you
So,
imagine?
yeah, so that means at the age of 16, the guy was already a dropout. So meaning that the boy was not matured enough to get admission, because at that age, to be very difficult for him to reject some things.
Mm,
He want to belong. He want to, push some things to him. He will not be able to say no. And that was what happened. And in a very sad situation, the boy was pushed out of university. So
wow.
this is a sad lesson, actually, for
Mm,
parents
mm,
to watch it. Now, another thing we must understand, I have studied all the research. There
mm.
is no research that has shown that those who were rushed out of the school system
System.
perform better than those who maintained their level and were not rushed. There's no research that has shown otherwise. You know, and the fact
There's
remains.
even a research that shows that when you rush them, they can
Mm,
retard them mentally and physically. Actually,
definitely,
there's
definitely.
actually a research like that.
Okay,
Like, for
good.
instance, like in nursery school, there's a time the child is meant to start writing. You understand?
Mm,
Because at that
mm.
age, the child's bones, the bones on the fingers are not complete.
Yeah,
You understand? The child is
I
still
think
growing.
I saw that. I saw that on
Yeah,
your Facebook.
I posted that. So that was what sparked up this topic because I was so angry when I when I saw that post. How they force children to write before their ages and all that, and then the child now becomes mentally retarded.
Mm.
You
Then,
understand?
then parents should also stop comparing their children.
Mm,
Children destiny differ. I almost fell into that temptation. Now let me give myself. My first daughter is 10 years and is still in primary school. That is, she's in primary four. Their nursery
correct.
school, their nursery school starts ends in primary five. meaning that
Yes.
by time she is in primary five, she'll be 11 years, then maybe
Yes.
12 years in GSS1. I was not too happy with that because I saw children of my friends at 10 years, they were already in GSS1.
Yes. And they're
So,
boasting about, they're even boasting about it. Sorry, let me
so,
read
so
this comment. Somebody said, here in Italy, Rainbow said, here in Italy, you are not allowed to move your class, your child to another another class. You understand? So I know that outside the country, this is not what obtains. But in Nigeria, I don't know what's really happening. This impunity we find in education, impunity of parents, impunity of students, people acting how they want to act without following due process.
yeah,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So you wanted to
Yeah.
say something. I just wanted to read
So,
this
yes.
comment.
So now my own daughter at 10 years, primary four. So by the time she will be in GSS1, she'll be 12 years.
Okay.
Whereas some of my my friends' children at 12 years, they were already in GSS3, meaning that at 14 years, they will be concluding secondary school. My own daughter, if she continue at that 12 years, she will finish secondary school as almost 16 years. So I was just like, no, I had to do something. I got her a teacher, and the teacher did very well with her. And I was like, okay, let me go and meet the proprietress of the school so that we can just write. She can write. Is it a common entrance? She can
Yes.
write common entrance. But after some time, I was just like, well, kill and you, meaning that what are we even, what is the whole lessons? So is it by, just trying to push her so that she can measure up with other colleagues, or we should just take our time, let her maximize whatever she needs to maximize. If I need to,
Exactly.
yes, hello,
Yeah, I
can you
can
get
hear
me?
you. I
Yeah.
concur.
If I need to push her through some things on the laptop, learn some other skills and what have you, she will still become whatever she wants to become in life.
Mm,
Let those who are rushing ahead, let them rush ahead. Mine is just to be more deliberate and more intentional with them and ensure that whatever they need to learn, whatever they need to get, they get
mm,
it. And at the right time, they will become what they want to become. It's not by,
yes,
okay, this one, when we sit down together, they will tell me, this one, look at this, she is already in SS3. What's her age?
in
13
fact,
years, 14 years.
in fact,
You
in
know?
fact, parents are priding themselves in pushing babies to classes that
Mm,
are, you understand? It's now a thing of pride. You understand? I have a family friend that my daughter is going to be 15. Her age mate, that's that family friend. She's now, I think she's done with secondary school. She's already done with it. But this girl, if they sit them down together to write the same exam, we know the story. You understand? So what's the
mm,
point? What's the idea of pushing these children out before their time? What's the idea? Because at the end of the day, they will still end up in your house because
mm.
nobody will employ them. They are unemployable. You understand?
Well,
You push them
well,
out, maybe they graduate at the age of 15 or 16. Nobody will employ them. So why did you rush them in the first place? That's the question I'm asking.
mm,
What's the idea? Are you rushing them to go and get married according to what somebody commented here? That they want them to get married at the age of 16? Or are you rushing them to, I really don't understand the idea of rushing these kids
now,
through the system.
another thing is sometimes parents rush, but life now rush them back. It's
And
true.
not
Now,
only life, ASU strike will rush
uh,
them.
let me give you instances of how life can rush them back. Now, when
Uh-huh.
you rush the child through the whole school system,
Yes,
some of them now to now start writing jam, they may not pass jam on time, and those who eventually write jam, some of them may not even they finish university, they will not get job on time. So we have to
exactly.
stay at home for some time and all of so you the whole of you, there's no way as a parent you can be in control of the system.
Exactly.
You can only have control over the one you can control, but the outside system there you cannot control it.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
cannot compare
Maybe
it.
maybe they feel, maybe actually on the flip side, let me try and stand in the shoes of those parents. Maybe they feel that they are giving their child a head start. You understand? But you can, to me, I believe you cannot cut corners in life. You cannot jump the gun in life. Somebody made a comment here, experience talk show, welcome. You're welcome to this live stream. She said, just leave the child. In the olden days, we finished secondary school at the age of 17 and 18 years. You see, so that's true. But even in the days of our parents, we know that some of our parents finished secondary school at the age of 20, right? At the age of 20, in fact, before they enter primary school, their hand has to reach their ears. Do you
Mm.
remember?
Yes.
You
Now,
know,
now
when the colonial masters came, your hand
let
has to reach your ear before you can
yeah,
even enter school.
let
You
me
know?
tell you the effect of all this rushing that we are doing. When we were in secondary school, even you, Ejiro, was there ever a time you went to go and write jam and your parents follow you to go and write jam? Did your parents
Uh,
follow?
my
Did they
parents
follow?
they used to do follow those days, but they didn't follow me. They actually forced me to go and write it by myself. Yeah.
Uh, but these days we are raising babies who cannot,
Ah.
who are so dependent on their parents.
Mhm.
Yesterday was jam, and I can tell you for free that almost all the people that came for the exam, because one of the school was very close to my office, they
Yes.
all, their parents brought every one of them. I
One by
understand
one.
that security situation also in the country, nobody want to take risk, so we cannot compare our time then with now. No
Exactly.
parents want to take that risk of releasing
Eh.
a 14-year-old girl or a 15-year-old girl to go and write work jam
And
bow.
I
So
remember, I remember those days, school was more fun. It was so much fun because people were
yeah.
mature. People came to school, people were mature. You know? People were not babies. But now you are like, you see what's happening in school now. I believe what's happening in this government is because the universities we have today, they are babies. They are babies all over. You understand?
I
Like,
can tell you
yeah,
that.
where I'm doing my program, I'm doing a program in my university in my city, actually.
Mm.
I was shocked when I see the people walking past. I'm like, and all of them is greeting me. Good afternoon, ma. Good afternoon. I'm like, I will not be feeling like one old woman because they are so small, and they're like, I'm like, is this a secondary school or is this a
You're like a
university?
grandma. You're like a grandma to them.
Uh, Even in my class was meant to be an adult class, but I
Yes.
bet you I had so many children in my class because the lecturers did not even respect us because they're like, these children, come on, will you get out of here? This is supposed to be an adult class, but at the end of the day, they were treating us like kids. They would tell us to
Yeah.
come to, we're supposed to be working, but they assume that we're all jobless. We don't have work. So they'll
Yes.
tell us to come to class around
Can,
8 o'clock, come
can
around
you
8,
imagine?
so we should come around 10. But you're in the office, you don't know
In
how
some
to.
80, in some schools, they ask them to raise up their hands. We saw it on the internet now. A lecturer
Are you
asked them, I'm telling you, it was it went viral in one particular school. I don't
I'm
want
a
to mention
lecturer?
the
I will ask them to kneel down. Those children
is
will kneel
that the lecturer has a university or undergraduate ask them to raise up their hands and close their eyes inside school. Why would a lecturer? Because they all look like babies.
down.
you know. So you said
No, it's a serious matter.
it's a serious matter. The lecturer asked every one of them to raise up their hands and close their eyes, and they all did. And somebody used phone to capture it and put it on the internet, and people were
It's worth capturing. That's
yeah,
every.
it's because the lecturer felt that okay, these are kids,
Mm.
and there was one also that went viral. The two of the students came late, and the lecturer asked them to kneel down. Asked them
Oh
to
my,
kneel down.
oh my
So
word! Do you know? Do you know? Do you know something that even makes me laugh? Actually, like when we were in school, I schooled in Uniben. When we
okay,
say something should happen, it happens in Uniben. You
mm.
understand? It's just a matter of somebody saying we don't want this, and before you know, we call it aluta. Aluta.
Yes, yes,
So aluta
yes,
don't start. You understand?
yes, yes.
And we get
And
what we want. You
Student those
understand?
days
But
were student
today,
now.
you go to school, they can't even talk. They can't
Uh,
even speak out. I was, in fact, in my class, I had to keep quiet because I came from a school where we are very restive. We are
mm,
always talking. You understand? So in the class, when the lecturer says something, everybody is like afraid and shaking. I'll be like, sir, sorry, excuse me. With all due respect, sir, please, I have. Can we do it like this? And sometimes the man will want to shout at me and all that, but I still, respectfully speak. But I noticed that my classmates, they are like afraid. After everything, they'll be like, you tried though. You even stood up to talk to the lecturer. I'm like, I did not steal money. I did not kill somebody. So why am I
you
afraid
get mine
to speak
too.
out? My my
I
brother.
think I think it's a big deal. So I also feel that the Ministry of Education should also peg the age limits. That pupils needs to leave secondary school. No,
Mhm,
leave primary school, leave secondary school. Of course,
mhm.
I think they said the National University Commission have come
Yeah.
out with age limits for admission. I learned somebody, the guy that scored
Okay,
highest last
they've put
year.
a peg that actually.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. The guy that scored highest in Jam, was it last year or 2 years ago? I think they said the guy had 350 something or thereabout. Medicine, University of Lagos.
Wow.
He was denied admission because of his age. I think he was
Yes.
14 years or 14 years or thereabout. And
Yes. That's too
because of that,
young. That's too
yeah,
young.
he was denied admission, and I think he will have been admitted this year now. Whether yeah, I think Jam now is 2 years. Your Jam score, I think, is valid for 2 years now.
Yes.
So I want to believe that that score is still valid, and you can still make use of that score. So at the university level, I think they pegged it. They pegged the age now to 16 years for
Mm,
admission to university. But I know
mm.
that even at that, some school will still be finding a way. They will still find a way of smuggling their children, that are less than 16 years. I also want the Ministry of Education to do same with primary
Mm,
school,
mm.
institution where you have somebody who is nine
Somebody
years,
just said something
nine
here.
years,
Catherine
8 years.
Thomas. Catherine Thomas, welcome to the live chat. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Thank you for coming. She made a comment here. She said, imagine here in Germany, the kids leave kindergarten and move to primary one at the age of 6. You see, someone was even arguing with me. There was a lady, she's a teacher, she's supposed to be on this live stream. I'm actually expecting her. She was arguing that kids should actually be rushed. That most times when you want to apply for a job, they will ask you for a young age and all that. I told her, I bet you, I bet you that nobody will employ anybody of that age. All those things are
Yes.
just documents. Nobody
Mm,
employs. At the end of the day, it is referral. It is who
mm,
knows who you know that makes you to be employed. That's the truth.
mm,
And your
mm.
qualification, because no matter how young you are, you enter somewhere and you're not qualified, you will not be employed. So
Yeah.
don't they should not use that as a yardstick for pushing their kids beyond the boundaries that they're actually meant to be. You understand?
Mm. The that skill doesn't gel actually. You don't see because of if they go through the normal process by 17 years, 16, 17, they're out of secondary school, and God willing, if they're able to get admission at 16, 17, they enter university, 4 year course. By the age of 20, they are done, or 21. They serve
Yes.
1 year. By the age of 22 years, you know. Uh, are you telling me that at 22 years, no company will employ them, or
I
maybe they will
love
say they
that.
are? So, but
I
we,
think I think those adverts are actually something they write on paper, because I've had experience of people, even me inclusive, where when I worked in a bank, there was an age limit, but I was not that age. I was far younger than that, older than that age, but I was still employed. I don't think anybody looked at my age. You
they
understand?
normally, most of this bank, they normally peg it at 26, 27 years. But the
Yes,
truth
but
of the
I,
matter is,
I worked
if
at
you, you
33,
you still
33.
apply, just,
Yeah.
yeah, just apply. Once you
Mm,
apply and you have something to offer, you have a good score, they still call you for interview. I've seen
Exactly.
people above the age stipulated in some of those adverts, and they were still employed. So most of the time they use that age to limit the number of people that we apply.
Exactly.
But if you understand the psychology behind this, still apply. Let them
Mm.
call you for interview. And
Exactly.
when they get your age and say, bros, you are 28 years, we say 26, then that will give you an opportunity to sell yourself.
Sell
You know,
yourself. That is
you
what
sell
we should. I
yourself.
think that is what parents should work on. Work on
Yeah.
developing your
So,
children's skill so that they can
mm,
sell themselves. You understand? Because at the
mm,
end of the day, it's what you sell out that you get. It's not the
mm,
school you went to or the
yeah.
mathematics you know or the English you know. No, it's how you sell yourself. I want to welcome Moment with Blessing Akan. You're welcome to this live stream. And Experience said you cannot dictate for them here in Germany. She also Otrio TV said, true, of course, I have a 5-year-old going to primary one here in UK. We don't push kids here. That's
Mm.
very true. Shanaze Esang, you're welcome. Thank you for coming. You're welcome. I appreciate your presence here. So feel free to join the live stream. Although we're about to end the live stream, we will not stay so long on this. So you're welcome. So please, guys, feel free to join in and help me share the post, share out the live stream so that people can come on board, join in this discussion. So, um, Christian, we're saying
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. So I think what we need to focus on as parents is to ensure that our children get the best. Like personally, I expose these children to so many other things outside the academics.
Yeah, yeah,
Now they are learning video editing, they are learning image making, so many other things they are learning. Then also music. So you expose, because education now has gone beyond just certificate writing and all. The 21st century education
mm,
is way more bigger than what we did in our own time. There are a lot of
exactly.
courses we are pushing these children to learn now that are becoming relevant. A girl
I'm
was telling
telling
me recently that she want to go and do mass com. I said mass com. In fact, even University of
you.
Lagos here, that
Tap
department
it.
has been decentralized. It
See?
has been decentralized. So for someone in this century saying you want to go and do mass com, when you in fact at home gone, you can learn a lot. I was telling that guy, I said, have you heard of vlogging? Have you heard of YouTubing? Have you heard, there are a lot of all these people doing short film, macaroni of this world
There
and all
are
of
so
those.
many
The guys,
courses on social media now. Social media is the future. So there are so many courses. In fact, some of these courses they are so technical that you're like, I wish, like me at a point I told myself, how I wish I use my time to learn probably forex trading or social media marketing instead of
mm,
spending
digital
5 years in
marketing.
university doing what
Mm,
I don't know. So I don't I don't even know what I was studying
mm.
there. You understand? So I
So
think there are many things we need to actually
the
break down
uh,
courses.
parents must, as a matter of necessity, be aware of the trend. In fact, I look at there was a research I saw recently, the 10 most paying jobs, the 10 most
Mm,
paying jobs, globally. Medicine was not there, accounting was not
wow,
there, chemical
wow.
engineering was not there, law was not there. But these are the courses we are pushing our children to study in Nigeria now. But the world has moved beyond those
What
levels.
happens to these people in future? That's the problem. What
The
happens?
world
They
has
now
moved,
become as in
world
they have
has
no sense
moved
anymore.
beyond that.
Right. Mm,
The world is talking about digital marketing, cryptocurrency, artificial intelligence,
mm,
but we are still pushing about technology,
mm.
nanotechnology. Those are the things where the world is. Hello,
Yeah, I can hear
can you
you.
hear me? Yeah,
Yeah.
that is.
Shanaze Esang. Shanaze Esan, parents are rushing kids because of the Nigerian system. Shanaze, please, I would love you to join this. live stream and come and tell us one, just even if it's one sentence, please. I want to hear your view. Then my family channel says, imagine rushing children to be doctor. How can they save people's life? True, true. How can they save people's life? Shaneze, please feel free to join me. In fact, I'm inviting you. Please join me, join me, join me on the live stream. Are you there, Christian?
Yes, I'm here. I can see
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Now I was
So
just in the comments. Yeah.
yeah. So those are the parents must be aware of what is trending. We have to face the reality. Many
Yeah.
of those courses now we are pushing them. You rush them, rush them. When they are about to get admission again, you now still control them. Go and read this one. Go and read this one. Some of these courses in the next 5 to 10 years are fading away. They are going extinct. It is the truth. I mean, I'm not scaring anybody. That is the truth. We need to be very intentional about what is happening now, where the world is moving to, and we
Mm,
push on our children towards those areas. I
yeah.
have a lot of child accountants now that are not out of jobs because these days you can, with some of these apps everywhere now, you can manage your account, you can prepare balance sheet, do everything.
Mm,
You know, so small and medium scale enterprises are using some of these apps now. They don't even need accountant again. You just
I think
input
I,
and
I
everything.
think I think kids should be taught how to create apps, how to write programs, all those
Yeah,
things. That's be the direction.
programming, coding. Those are the
Mm,
things that are happening now. And these are some of those I've started exposing my children to.
mm,
So those are the things that we should be concerned about. Not pushing them, pushing them, pushing them, pushing them. You push, 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 push. And when they want to marry again, you push again. When they want to enter, you push. This is some of the mistakes that some of our parents made then. We should be
mm,
correcting them now. We should be
mm.
correcting those mistakes. We should not make the same mistakes again. No, we shouldn't. Just,
So,
just, just guide
mm,
them,
mm.
guide them,
What
watch
I
them,
wanted
study
to
them.
what I wanted to also ask is, what advice do you have to, or what do you have to say to parents who think that rushing their children through school they are saving money? That
Uh,
erroneously they think
the
they are
the
saving money.
money, the
I
money
don't
they are
understand
saving.
how that is possible. How you
No,
actually save money, because will the child stop feeding when he finishes school early? Will he stop feeding?
ejiro,
You will still feed
ejiro,
him until he
that
gets a job.
that that
Eh,
excuse doesn't make any sense. Doesn't hold
doesn't
any
work.
water. That
Uh-huh.
money they thought they've saved, they will end up paying 3 times that money later in the future.
Ah, it will
So
cost them now.
no, it's not a cause, because if a child is not emotionally matured,
Mm,
if a child is not psychologically prepared for where
mm.
you are pushing that child to, maybe you give us an example of yourself that
Yes,
you were pushed a step ahead, and when you
yes.
got to primary 5, they had to send you back again. So, so, so,
And that
so
thing
what?
affected me. Even till university, I was still
Uh,
struggling. I
uh,
was still struggling to catch up. No, because I was actually always the youngest in my class because of
mm.
push. To be honest, I was
so,
always the
so,
youngest in the class. Yeah,
so the truth is we cannot cheat nature. We
at
cannot
all.
cheat nature.
At all.
And life is a leveler. Let's stop comparing ourselves with our children with other kids.
Yeah.
Every kid should run his or her own race. Tell your
Yes.
kid, don't look at other. Just you are okay where you are. We'll give you all the support you need to succeed. There's
Mm.
no point. Okay, you finish secondary school, at the age of 14, 15, you don't enter university, you don't finish NYSC,
And,
22,
and
you don't
also,
settle down.
I think there's this competition among parents. When they sit down together and they are discussing about their children, there's this boast. Some people say, "Ah, my child is already in university. Ah, this one is already here. This one is already here." So now that their child that is going gradually through their class, they start feeling bad. You understand? Like the example you gave, you wanted to push your daughter up
Mm.
because you look at your friends. You understand?
Uh,
So if we don't hold ourselves when our friends, other parents are boasting about their kids. My daughter, she has finished secondary school. Oh. She's entered university. Oh, he's this, he's that. If you
it,
allow
it,
those to influence you,
it,
before you know,
it,
you start pushing your children and muscling them beyond their abilities.
I think we also need to understand that it is not how far, it is how well. It's
Right?
we need to tell ourselves the humble truth. It's not how far, it is how well. So it's not say okay, who finished first, who got admission first. It is how well, how grounded.
Shaneze,
So
the link, he wants to join the link. I pinned the link. Check the pinned post. Somebody wrote a very funny comment here. Actually, they said because of the high dependency ratio in Nigeria, parents want their children to hurriedly finish school and come and take care of them. You see, this is the topic we discussed today. Oh. Like, are your children your retirement plan? That was the topic. Otrio TV, right? Was it Otrio TV that discussed it today? That are your children your retirement plan? You see, so somebody actually an adult will actually give birth to a baby and be expecting that baby to be to take care of him in future.
Ejiro,
Yeah,
Ejiro, Ejiro,
my brother, I tire.
it, it's a wrong mindset
Ah,
for parents to be hoping that their children will be the one that to come and take care of them. As a matter of fact, why not invest, develop yourself, build capacity, have good finance base, such that you can even leave an inheritance for your children. So what you are saying now is that you have even given up, or I'm waiting for my children to come and take care of you. Are you even sure that that child will be even with what you have done, with all the push you have pushed that child? Are you sure that
mm.
that child will have enough financial, will be able to do well, make money, and be independent, to be able to take care of you?
Yeah,
Why are you already uh,
these days it's tough. It's really, really tough to
is
succeed financially. You understand?
uh,
So somebody
is this
comes
same
up
Nigeria?
and just believes that you can just do magic
that
overnight.
that mindset is even wrong, Abinishio. Once you start having that mindset, you will not be able to push yourself. Children
Mm.
that you are supposed to be taking care of, children that you are supposed to leave an inheritance for, you are already hoping that those children will be the one. You see, my own mindset is I'm going to be blessed. My children will be blessed. If
Exactly.
they dash me, it's okay. I will collect it, but I will not be living on them. I will
Exactly.
not be surviving on my children. No, it's a wrong mindset. Anybody
Shani,
having that mindset, anybody having that mindset in this 21st century is wrong.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Shani, you're welcome to this. I really wanted to hear you because I know you're loaded with enough to say on this matter.
Yeah, I like I was
Oh,
saying now, I said that one of the reasons, just like I said, is the high dependency ratio, in
yeah.
Nigeria, whereby the child is asked to go to, in fact, it's one of the singular reasons, apart from just educating the child, which is the primary responsibility of the parents. Another cardinal reason, the major reason beyond just educating the child, is so that the child would be able to be empowered economically to come and take care of the children and the parents. Just like you said, are the children a retirement plan for the parents? But can you blame the parents? For example, if these parents are civil servants, they have put in 35 years in service, and then they come out with almost nothing. They sacrifice their youth for the government, the time that they were supposed, if they were not even positioned in such a way that they have other what I would call other fringe benefits that will augment their standard of living, and they just depend on the salary, that even at that moment the salary will not even be sufficient for them and to take care of the kids. You just see them sacrificing so much. So when they
Okay.
come, they're already
So
tired.
they want to sacrifice the children now since they had sacrificed their youth.
Not necessarily that not necessarily that they are sacrificing the children. They have,
Yes.
I mean, for goodness sake, it's the system. I blame the system. The
Yes.
system is wired in such a way that these parents don't have any other option than to begin. For goodness sake, they see it as investment. When you invest, what do you expect? You expect returns at the end of the day. So they see it as investment beyond the fact that it's their primary responsibility that they have to take care of the kids, but they also see that as an investment. Oh, my child will come out tomorrow and take care of me in my old age. We don't have retirement homes in Nigeria where they say that the parent.
In Nigeria, you're on your own. Though. You're on your
You're
own.
on your own. That's the truth. There's no retirement home in Nigeria. So the retirement home now are the children. That's just the truth. Are the children, because they are the children. So that's why.
Monitor Nigeria. We'll just be saying, God, you send me to this country. I just send me to this country. You understand? So that because
you can see, I'm just that's just the simple truth. I mean, it sounds very strange, but that's the truth. Someone said it in the, I mean, you read out a comment from someone from the UK that they don't rush their kids because they have proper planning. They have proper planning in the UK where they can even take care of the aged, the elderly, you know, aside depending on the children. The government is there to take care of the elderly. They have put things in place. They have the elderly homes and where that they can be taken. But here, if you don't have your kids, your kids are your retirement plan, for goodness sake. That is the truth. That is the story.
That is why we put so much pressure on having kids. Like a couple gets married, and you want to kill the woman for not having a child. And like she's the one that's bringing out the children and all that. So because we just believe that these children are like, I don't know. There's a lot of mind reset we need to do in this country, honestly.
Yes, because for instance, let's even cast our mind back to in the olden days. Let's cast the mind back to the olden days. I mean, you could see that one of the major reasons where people got married was to amass children, to manufacture kids. That's why emphasis was laid on men having as many wives as possible, where they can have as many children as possible, so that they can go to the farm, work, tilt, make harvest, and then sustain the family.
Population problem. We're having serious problem. That is why the cities are having issues with development, because there's so much, population, on the facilities. The schools are not developed. Like if you see the schools, it's pathetic. The hospitals, the prisons, the any public facility, because of overpopulation, in the cities, everywhere is populated. Nigeria is overcrowded. So I don't know this. Oh God, the issue.
The thing is, for the population explosion. I mean, for me, I don't want to start talking about Thomas Marcus population theory here, but one of the reasons. Yeah, is it? Yes, what did you say?
You can chip it in one sentence.
No. You're right, because he was trying to talk about population matching, the population matching resources, matching resources.
You're right.
Matching resources. But now he talked about geometric progression and then arithmetic progression. He said the population was increasing at a geometric rate. The population, and then the resources were at arithmetic rates. So you can see geometry and then arithmetic. So he said that why was it?
They are depreciating. That is why you understand, quick depreciation.
Yes. That is why you see that, especially in a third world country, you just have our population is not just so much. I don't think the Nigerian population is so much, but it is so much in relation to the resources.
Exactly.
It is
Exactly.
so much in relation to the resources. Now, why can't the resources have matched the population? It's just management and leadership. Everything is there to ensure that that happens. But because of the bad leadership that we have, we've been unable to tap into those potentials, those areas that would have, jump-started economic activities and make food in abroad. Like when I was in Europe, nobody thinks about food. Food is very cheap, cheap. That's why you see them, and I mean, you see people so fat. Food is the cheapest thing in Europe, and that's just the truth. And that's how it should be. But they make food basic, something that is so basic, they make it look like it's one big, because they have refused to harness our resources. They have refused to tap those areas that they were supposed to tap, and ensure that you change the dynamics from instead of the population becoming geometric, it becomes arithmetic, and then resources becomes geometric. So you understand, so that people can really, have good health, be able to, because now,
Shade, sorry to cut you.
okay,
One of the co-hosts wants to leave now, so I just want to
okay,
say, tell him thank you
okay,
for
all
sharing.
right, okay, okay, all right.
Thank you so much.
And also, this talk show is premiering in 3 minutes actually. So
Okay.
I think you just give us the rounding statement, round off. You understand? Thank you. No, I mean you, Shaneze.
Okay, I should just round off. Okay, so by and large, if we want to have parents that will depend less on the children, which I will also say, please, parents, let's balance the whole thing. It's not because of the system, the way the system is, you have to now put all the pressure on the kids. You should also have to, yes, you should also have to, devise means that can take care of you as you're aging. Then the kids will just come into support. That's just my own. So while you're aging, while you're working, you can do some investment other than the investment in the children, so that even if these kids don't come tomorrow to maybe give you what you expect from them, you can fall back on your alternate investment. So that's just my take.
So thank you so much. Thank you,
All
guys.
right. All right. Easy math tutor. Nice hanging out with you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Nice hanging out with everybody. Thank you. I hit 1,000 subscribers this morning. I woke up to 1,000.
Are you serious? Congrats. Congrats. That's good. Congrats.
Without you guys, thank you so much. And I want to end it here. I will continue having this discussion. Probably every weekend, we're going to have something that has to do with our children, our parents, and education.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you. Without you guys.
All right. Easy maths. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Thank you.